Let's wait a couple minutes. Let's see who comes in. Hi, Shashank. It's 8 people. I'll wait for like 30 more seconds. What's up, guys? Hello. Let's wait 2-3 more seconds. Send me a wave or a thumbs up if you guys can see me just fine. Okay, let's start. Hi guys. I'm Aniruddh Shaktawat, and I am the first artist in the lineup of Open Studios for SPACE118's grant for this year. So let me just start off by showing you guys physically where I'm located, where my studio is. So this is the general area. I don't know if you can see back there. It's a very, very hilly region. The hills are pretty far away from this spot, but I'm in this village called Semari. It's around 80 kilometers south of Udaipur. That's where my studio is. This space right back here. So yeah, my practice sort of centers itself on this place. I moved back here last year after finishing my college, and I've been here since last June. The biggest part of the decision for the most important reason why it shifted here was because my practice really centers itself on this region. It talks about the space, how it engages with the space, and I thought it was the best idea to actually move here and make work here directly. So I'll quickly show you the project that I have that I've been working on as part of this SPACE118 grant. So here's the sculpture. I'll give you a view of it in the round. Right now it's mocked up, so it's not exactly going to be here. It's a staircase that is narrow on the bottom, if you can see right here, and as you go up it gets wider. So this is about 6 feet on the widest, and on the narrowest it comes down to 4 feet. It is a staircase that's about 1.5 feet high right now. It's going to be it has a water tank on the inside, and it functions as a fountain that slowly seeps up water from underneath. Unfortunately, I couldn't add any water to it today, but I can show you a photograph of how the water goes inside this tank. As you can see it in this photograph, there's water that goes inside and slowly comes up. It's a passive fountain. It's not a very active structure. So instead of it having like glistening water that flows on top, it has water that essentially shows up as a dark element coming from underneath. It borrows its design from ghats and step wells that lead into a wetter portion, or they go from a wetter portion to a darker portion, so to a drier portion. And I'll stop sharing. So yeah, this is the work that I have for this grant. Now let's head on inside. So this is my space. I have a whole bunch of tools sort of lined up back there. There's a tap that's supposed to go up there, but it's not installed yet. Here's my mighty concrete mixing drum. Here's some tools that I received as part of a grant last year. So yeah, most of my time is spent making molds out of plywood that I cast into with different kinds of materials. I'll quickly show you the two most important materials besides concrete that are in that fountain that we have outside. One of them is this this mesh that I got. It's an aluminum mesh. So what it does is it adds a lot more flexibility to the structure compared to regular reinforcement. And the other one is fiberglass, which makes the structure a lot thinner compared to simple cast concrete. So yeah, I'll also show you some other stuff that I have here. So most of my time in my studio is spent sifting materials and sorting materials. As you can see right here, this is dust from a quarry that I had collected. It's green in color. So it's all particulated stone, and you can sort of see the aggregate has been separated. There's some right here and there's some here. Similarly, I also have worked with other quarry dirt. So this is what I collected from a quarry right next to my house. I can show you an image of the quarry as well. So yeah, from this quarry I collected this dirt. This dirt ended up turning into pigment for a few paintings that are in a show in Bombay right now. And this dirt is also being cast as tiles for another project that you can see right here. So these tiles that sort of resemble rock surfaces and stone tiles. They're also cast with the same material. So most of my time in my studio is usually spent sorting out different kinds of materials that I have and things that I collect, and sifting through them, organizing them, and seeing how they can be sort of combined to form singular shapes. I also have another sculpture, a part of another sculpture stacked right here. If you guys check out my Instagram handle, that's in the it's linked in the comment section. I've added the name right there. You'll be able to see what this heap forms a part of. So it's rubble that I had collected from a building that had fallen down, and then we had sort of sanded off all the surfaces and rounded off all the edges to make it resemble river rock. So you can sort of see out here as well, a lot of my time is spent going through rubble, breaking it down, sifting it, and then sanding it. So a lot of the dirt that came out of this rubble ended up going into this sculpture right here. So by doing that, I was able to reduce the cost of the sculpture drastically, and I was also able to not dig as much of a hole into the earth, which would have been the case if I had purchased regular sand. So yeah, this is a sculpture. So as you can see, my work just ends up sorting out things, and yeah, just slowly working through all of these materials, seeing how each of them work, what forms can be made with them. I'm really interested in particles and breaking things down to singular units and smaller pieces and sort of bringing them back together. Really interested in construction debris. As you can see, I've collected some of these pieces as well, which came out of this wall being taken down to get that shutter installed right there. So yeah, that's what I have in my studio right now. I would really enjoy if you guys could put some questions in the comment box, and I would like to answer them too. Let's see if anybody asks me anything. Feel free to ask me anything. Techniques, concepts, I'm all game. So, hi Shashank, I've been in the studio for about 8 months, so since last June, but wasn't really able to start making anything in here till last October, because I was mostly spending time fixing the space and having all my stuff installed in here. So yeah, I moved here in June, but the space has been running only since October. Anybody wants to know how concrete is mixed? I'll answer that too. Where's your studio located? Um, Hi. So my studio is located 80 kilometers south of Udaipur. The village is called Semari. I can write it down in the comment box as well, and I'll just pin that pin that comment. Um, yeah, so that's where I am located. It's a nice hilly area. It gets pretty hot. Um, Yeah, so the work that I have for this grant is going to be interactive. It's going to be next to a water body. So I'm currently trying to get in touch with a few panchayats or um, other government bodies and see if I can install this staircase next to one of those seasonal water bodies. And yeah, people would be able to get on top of it. It's going to be twice as big in the final version, but I haven't made the remainder of the sculpture. um, I haven't really made the remainder of the sculpture, and yeah, that's going to be made once the work gets installed physically in the intended space. Hi Priya. So concrete is mixed pretty simply. I mean, depending on how you're really going for it. In this specific case, since there was a lot of fiberglass that went into it, I had to alter the ratio to sort of make the sculpture a lot thinner. I can put those ratios in the comment box, but one medium that I really want to explore that I haven't really had a chance to work with is print, because I feel like there's something so wonderful about that medium. There's, like the reproducibility of that thing, but it's just still sort of maintaining an original mark in every single print. So so if it happens, if I get a chance, I would really like to work with print. I can also show another image of the intended. Yeah, so here you can also see that the work is interactive, and it takes the weight quite easily of another human body. Um, okay, I think I should end about now. Um, so thank you so much, guys, for logging in. Next on the lineup is Divya. She's a wonderful artist. I hope you all really enjoy. Okay, I'll quickly answer Nandini's question. Where did you take as an artist when working with? So one of the biggest precautions that you have to take is that you should always have safety equipment like gloves and respirators on. Dust masks don't do it. The particle is really small, so it can get you sick really fast. And since it's silica based, the concrete ends up staying in your lungs for a lifetime. So it's always better to work outdoors unless you have a very well ventilated space. Um, and work outdoors. Make sure you have all the safety equipment, a nice respirator with filters on it, so that you can live long to make work for a very long time.